it looks like we could be getting closer and closer to potential Pac-12 teams leaving to join the Big 12. And the first team to join may not be who you think. So pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. What is up, college sports fans, Big 12 fans, and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz. Welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. On tap in today's show, we're talking Big 12 conference expansion, conference realignment, TV negotiations, and all the stuff that most of you guys love to talk about. I got to give credit for this show, for the information, to a YouTube channel called College Football's Peek Around the Corner with Greg Flugaur. He also references a couple different things. First thing he references is a podcast by Andrew Marchand and John Ourand, two icons in the sports media business. They have their own podcast, and these guys are really on top of what's going on in the sports business world. And he references, and he also has a source of his own, Greg Flugaur does, some of this information comes from. But first, let me tell you why I think we're getting closer to it being a possibility, if not even a reality, that the Big 12 could add some Pac-12 schools. Number one, according to Andrew Marchand on their podcast a couple days ago, the Pac-12 meetings that are occurring right now in Tempe, Arizona, or that were occurring at least, it appears that those aren't going real well and that the TV negotiations are not going real well. And that is causing concern to some schools in the league. It appears, according to Marchand, that ESPN would like to make a deal with the Pac-12, but they don't have to make a deal with the Pac-12. So, they don't need the Pac-12. ESPN has got plenty of inventory, and part of that is because the Big 12 got ahead of the Pac-12 in line, extending their deal. They've also got the ACC. They've made the deal with the SEC. They've got enough content to satisfy them. They would like more, but because it's not a need for them, they probably are not going to be willing to pay top dollar for that content. Also, if the Pac-12 wants to do a deal with Fox, that's getting more complicated because, according to Marchand, apparently, there is some bad blood between Fox and the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is not real happy with how Fox dealt with the whole UCLA-USC situation. Obviously, Fox made the big deal with the Big Ten. And obviously that deal was made sweeter by the additions of UCLA and USC to the Big Ten. So the Pac-12 is apparently not happy with that. So if they do a deal with Fox, Fox will likely have most of the leverage. So because it's going to have to be a Fox-friendly deal, where Fox is going to say, we're out, man, forget it. So it looks like the TV networks are holding all the cards here. There's been talk that they might get a deal with Amazon, but there again, there were rumors floating out there that a lot of the schools are not real happy with the fact they wouldn't get enough exposure by going through a streaming partner as their primary rights holder. So seems like there's a lot of animosity, a lot of negativity, a lot of mystery, maybe some worry going on in Pac-12 country right now. And also on that podcast, and this is a key phrase right here, according to Marchand and Ourand in their podcast, and I think it was Marchand who said this, and the Big 12 may be ready to pounce on some of these schools. Now, who do I think the first school to join is? We've all heard that it's probably going to be Arizona. We've heard Arizona. Arizona's not happy. We've been hearing that for months. Even before the USC-UCLA move was announced, there was rumors floating around that Arizona wasn't happy in the Pac-12. So once that happened, the rumors started floating. Dennis Dodge reported on it that the four corners of Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah could leave and go to the Big 12. Well, and most people assumed Arizona would be the first one to jump. Well, apparently, according to Mr. Flugaur, he's got a source, and he says it's an impeccable source, that is telling him that actually Arizona State right now seems to be the team or the administration with the most heartburn about what's going on with the Pac-12 right now. It's Arizona State, not Arizona, that's more upset about how things are going. I would have not expected that. Now, there's a lot of rumors floating around that if Arizona left, they would take Arizona State with them or vice versa. But it's interesting to me to think that, hey, maybe Arizona ain't the number one candidate to join the Big 12. Maybe it's Arizona State. And what would Arizona State bring to the Big 12? The Phoenix market, one of the largest markets in the United States. I think it's a top 10. I think it's 8th maybe or 13th, somewhere like that on the list. I don't remember the exact number. I have researched that in the past, but going strictly off of memory, I don't remember. I should have researched that before I did the video. But nonetheless, it's a top 10 or 15 media market in the country, a market that could really help the Big 12 as far as exposure. Now, it's not going to help teams like West Virginia, Cincinnati, UCF with travel. Would it help strengthen the conference? I don't see it hurting the conference from a strength perspective. Not sure how much it would dilute the product, but remember, Big 12 does have a pro rata clause where if they add more Power 5 teams, ESPN would be willing to increase their payout. Fox is not going to be willing to increase their payout, at least not yet, but ESPN would. So even if they add Arizona State, they likely wouldn't get a full share, which, may prevent them from leaving. But hey, Brett Yormark so far has been able to do some big things since he's been the commissioner of the Big 12. Maybe he could work out a deal with Fox. Maybe he could bring in a third partner with Amazon, Netflix, Turner, somebody else that could get some games on and increase the payout for that 13th school or 14th school. And there's even rumors floating around that, and matter of fact, one of Flugaur's viewers commented during his live stream that they're hearing from folks they know inside Washington's program that Arizona State is the one who's upset, and they are trying to encourage 3 other schools to move to the Big 12 with them. Or I don't think they said Big 12 specifically. I think they said move to another conference. And obviously the Big 12 would make the most sense. Big 10 has said they're not interested in expanding anymore. And Brett Yormark has said he is interested. So to me, the Big 12 is the one that makes the most sense there. So this 4-corner thing could actually be getting more and more likely as the days pass. Each day that goes by that the Pac-12 doesn't have a signed media deal is one day closer of the Big 12 adding at least one, if not 2 or 3 or even 4 of these schools from the Pac. The Pac-12, in my opinion, is on thin ice right now. It seems like there's a lot of problems going on behind the scenes. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. As a West Virginia fan, would I be super excited about West Virginia having to travel all the way to Arizona State to play? Not really. But at the same time, bringing in that new school, a new team to put on the schedule is kind of exciting. Playing in Phoenix is exciting. That would be pretty cool. Phoenix is a big city. It's a very attractive city for guys to travel to. Fans would probably want to travel there and watch games. Heck, I would love to go sometime myself. It'd be pretty cool. Phoenix is a bucket list city of mine. So, yeah, there's some exciting things about it that interest me. And I honestly, my personal opinion, and I mentioned this in a video I did, which I'll link to here, which is above my head right now if you want to click it. But I did a video comparing Arizona State and Arizona to the current Big 12 schools, and I feel like Arizona State's the best fit anyway. So I would love to see Arizona State come over. And I've heard that Arizona State and Arizona are part of the same university system in the state of Arizona. And if they are, maybe we get both of them. Maybe we get both Arizona and Arizona State. It would open up the West Coast to recruiting for a lot of Big 12 schools. Potentially might even open up California a little bit because those states are so much closer to California. It would be exciting to add some new schools to the Big 12. I'm not sure if it makes sense financially, but hey, like I said, that's what they hired Brett Yormark for, to figure this stuff out. I want to hear in the comment section, Couz's Corner family, what do you think about this situation? Would you like to see Arizona State come over to the Big 12? Do you believe this report that Greg Flugaur is telling us? Remember, Greg Flugaur, you can look on his Twitter account. He's got a pinned tweet, or at least he used to. He predicted the USC-UCLA move before any of us knew about it because he had a source that told him about it. So I think he does have some sources that gives him some inside scoop on occasion about some of this stuff. Now, they're not 100% right all the time, but they are right sometimes. So, like I said, I'll put links to that video and also the video where he talked about Ourand and Marchand's podcast. I'll put links to that in there as well. So you can check that out for yourself. With that being said, guys, if you want to support me here financially, there's several different ways you can do it. You can buy merch in my merch store. There's a link in my description box for that. Or you can hit a photo below the description box of one of my merch items that gets you right into my merch store, and you can purchase whatever you'd like to purchase there. There's a Fanatics link that'll get you into the Fanatics website. You'll get directly to a site where you can buy a custom NIL West Virginia jersey of your favorite player. But if you're not a fan of West Virginia or you don't want to buy a jersey, you still can use that link. All it does is get you to the site, and then you can just search for what you want, and I'll make a small commission from any purchase you make once you use that link. You can join my channel, become a Couz's Corner channel member. You can make a one-time donation with the heart thanks button below. All of that helps out my channel financially and will help me grow here at Couz's Corner. If you want to support me absolutely 100% free, there's 4 ways you can do it. You can like the video, drop a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and tell all your friends about Couz's Corner. With that being said, I really appreciate you tuning in to this episode. And until the next one, Q Country Roads. Take me home.